All right. Thank you. Now it's back and I can see the recording. So everybody there with us?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. All right, great. So it may have been recording that. We'll deal with that. A little extra at the beginning, but that's okay. It now says that it is recording. There we go. Okay, so thank you so much for connecting for our Master Series Part 2. And last week, we really talked about a lot of the prep work leading up to the party and the success of the party and being able to just get yourself set up and being able to, I'm just going to mute everybody there. I think everybody's muted. Can you still hear me? Okay, perfect. Thank you. So I've muted you guys now. You'll be able to unmute at the end. There's a little button down there you'll be able to do, but that way we just keep all the background noise out. But last week, we had some great feedback on the recording of just setting up for the party and going into the booking, looking at and some of the new words where I think one of the biggest takeaways that people were really enjoying. And we ended last week talking about some of those segue statements. And so I'll let you listen to the recording if you didn't catch last week yet to catch more of those segue statements and how they tie into your business. And what we're going to talk about today is really coaching your hostesses and helping them to feel successful, because you want to feel successful in your business, right? Your hostesses want to feel successful too. And sometimes when we're working with them, one of the reasons they're not feeling successful is because it really relates to something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And this may or may not be something you've seen before. It may be something you remember from some type of training from work or college or anything like that. Or you may have seen us talk a little bit about this before, but I'm learning the value of understanding the psychology behind it. So I'm going to bring this up to the camera a little bit more so you can kind of see it. But this is the Maslow's hierarchy. We wake every morning, all of us, down here on that first level. And that first level really says our physical needs. It's sleep, it's food, it's air, it's those things that we need to exist. And we all start there. And those things have to be met first. You know that if you go through the day and you're hungry, like you can't do some of the other things very well, right? We need that food, that water to get us ourselves started. Next is our safety and security. Having a home, having a place to sleep, having a place to store that food, having that sense of security and confidence is the next level. The next level above that, the third tier, is love and acceptance. And that's just knowing that we belong, that we have somewhere that we get to belong and that we're loved and we're loved unconditionally and we get to be accepted. The next one is esteem needs. And this is really growing our confidence and stepping out and being able to grow to that next level. And then the last one is self-actualization. And the reason it gets smaller is because the number of people that really work through these different pieces kind of decreases, generally. Not everybody gets, to this point of truly living out their life in all ways. And this is something I'm going to do separate and more detailed training about this. But one of the things that's coming into play, so you can understand the psychology behind your hostesses, is if we don't make them feel safe and secure in hosting a party for us and working with us and that we're really going to partner with them, they don't understand that. They don't feel that. And therefore, they will have a higher cancellation rate with us, a higher postponement rate with us. So we really need to breathe confidence into them that we're here to be a business partner with them. And that was keywords we talked about last week, as really helping them to know that we're here to be that business partner with them. Because if they feel safe and secure, if they're not worried about failing in holding their appointment with us, they're more likely to book. They're more likely to be successful when they know that we are there to work with them and to give them that. So, letting them know that you're here to support them, you're here to help them make this a successful party, that you're here each step of the way makes her feel more confident. And again, some great words that you can use that can just help you in giving that confidence to her right from the start. And I think if you've ever booked from a party, if you're listening to this as a seasoned consultant, or if you're brand new, some tips that you can already know is, as you book from a party, sometimes you can tell people like, oh yeah, I'll do it. They're the party person. They feel confident. They know what they want to do. They know they can get a great turnout. They're totally confident in doing it. You have the other ones that, oh, well, they'd like to do it. They have a wish list of products, or they want to support the hostess, but they're a little bit more hesitant. They don't feel as confident that they could put together a great party for you. And sometimes they'll even look at their hostess and say, oh my gosh, I can't have what she had. She's got 10 people here. I can't do that. And so a lot of times it's just giving them that confidence to say, oh my goodness, we've got this. Susie, we've got this. I coached Kim to have a great session today, and we can work together as business partners to help you have a great session, just like you want to have. But giving her that confidence that you're here to work with her and that we've got this, or I've got this. Trust me enough to know I know the pieces to help you be successful. Just what I say a lot of times to a new consultant is, just trust enough that we know the pieces. If you follow the pieces, you can be successful. Another great words to say to that hostess are, just go ahead and follow my lead. Are you willing to follow my lead? Kim was willing to follow my lead, and that allowed her to be successful and provide this great event for today. Another set of words that are great is, Susie, I've done this business for, 3 months or 10 months or, 10 years. I know what to do. I know what to do to help you to have a successful session. And then that gives her, again, that comfort of you've done this before. And even if you're brand new, really being able to say, I know what to do, because you have a guide and you know what to do. So when you have the opportunity to give them that confidence and make them feel secure and know that they're not going to have to do it on their own and that you're invested in them, then they feel secure. And think about it. If you can invest in a hostess and help her feel secure in doing a party, doesn't she also see that you could help her feel secure in life, in this business? And it allows her to feel more comfortable even coming along to partner with you as a potential team member. Okay, so passing that confidence on to her. So as you do book a hostess, you can book from 2 places. You can be booking from the contact list that we talked about last week and seasonal updates and booking from those maybe that are referrals or already our clients. So that's one way to book. Another way to book is from an appointment. And whether you're booking from a facial, an on-the-go, a party, a web show, a Facebook show, a book show would kind of be like a referral, but all of those other ones, you're having some type of contact with them. So you're booking from a time frame when you're already seeing them. And so those are your 2 ways to book, through the phone or text or Facebook message, and in person, being able to book them. Truthfully, I love to, like right now, this time of year with new products, even if I have to go do a short, just a really short on-the-go appointment, to be able to then book her for her party. Like I'll go see her quick, kind of tease her with the new stuff, get super excited and say, well, Susie, my goal is to, share this with 100 women in the next 100 days. And oh my goodness, is there any reason why we couldn't get a couple of your friends together? What would you love to earn for free out of everything you tried today? Or how about your holiday shopping at 50% off with a holiday coffee? And I'm going to rewrite one of the words I just said there really quickly. I really started to not say 100 faces in 100 days. That used to be wording I used a lot. But now I'm really working with 50 faces in 30 days because I want shorter windows. I really want to be working to book them in a shorter time frame. And even so, I often, if I'm working with my existing clients and trying to book them, I'm saying to them, I have a challenge for the rest of this week if I'm trying to get a facial or the on the go, or maybe even a quick party. I had somebody put together a really quick party on Sunday afternoon of this week when I had a cancellation. But the other thing is I'm just doing that to set up a shorter time frame. So in the next 15 days, 15 faces, so that they can understand a time frame that goes along with it. And even for when I'm booking from a party, when we're booking from a party, the other key things that we want to do are to really say to them that, usually we want to set your follow-up appointment in 2 to 3 weeks. So that's going to be kind of your checkup from the neck up and being able to, follow up and make sure that your products are working well for you. And those words and integrating those into the party will come in our next 2 sessions as we finish up and do more of the bookends of the party. But again, right now we're really focusing on that coaching piece. So does anybody else see my cat back there in the background? So I need to can I go get him off of there, because I keep looking at him and he's going to distract me. And so I'm just going to go get him down and then I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. This is when you get to see life, right? Real life. I know I should move this computer upstairs to my other office, but when the weather's like this, I love being down here. And but yeah, I'm sorry. The cat on the table drives me crazy. So sorry, Caitlin. You just get a little diversion there. Hopefully, you got a good chuckle out of it. But I hope that it makes you see that my life is real too, right? But he was going to distract me the whole time sitting there, and he's going to go back. Oh, okay. I'll just turn my computer that way I can't see him. People will do it that way. All right. So anyways, continuing on. So now you have booked your hostess. Can you see me okay? There we go. You have booked your hostess in either of those 2 manners. And so the next step is now you have 3 pieces of your coaching with her, and in being able to coach with her and help her be successful. One is when you've originally booked her. And whether you're booking her, if you've booked her via the phone, the first thing that I do is I want to pre-profile her. And the reason we do that, again, is she kind of remembers or knows what's in it for her. So if it's an existing client or a referral, I say, great, Kathy, I'm so excited to connect with you. Now I'm going to ask you a couple questions about your skin so that I can customize for you. And I'll want to be doing the same for any friends that you might be gathering to join you. Okay? And so being able to then go through the pre-profile questions, which I keep pretty basic. I say, just tell me, what's your skin type? Normal, dry, combination, or oily. Another great question that I ask them is, if you were to walk into a store looking for a particular product to address a concern, what would that be? If you were to walk into a store looking for a particular product to address a concern with your skin, what would that be? Because that tells me what concerns she might have with her skin. And I've kind of reworked asking that question. Instead of, I used to just always say, any concerns with your skin or anything you would change about your skin? Because most people would maybe identify one area under eye circles, fine lines, wrinkles, whatever it might be. But I'm asking her that. And when she responds, I say, oh, wonderful. We've got an incredible eye cream for that. I'm going to be really excited to see what you think when you have a chance to try that at your appointment. And so I ask her those things. And then a lot of times I'll just ask her really quickly, do you wear a foundation? If so, is it more of a liquid or a powder? Just helps me narrow down what I will present to her when I arrive. And I also generally ask lipstick or gloss, just what their preference is, so that I can, again, have a little sample in a goodie bag for them, kind of be ready, or at least know what I'm going to put on their tray. And I'm making these notes right on a profile card. Or we did talk about on Monday night, we had that great power coaching tool plan, which is going to be posted online, which really just gives us the opportunity and the place to have scripts in here. Although we're going to be talking a little bit about scripts today, and a place to track each of your hostesses, so you can put them in there, the date, what step you've done for them, what kind of party, and if you've gone through getting her the hostess packet, getting her guest list, helping her to invite the guests for a follow-up, if you've pre-profiled her, and if you've confirmed that appointment. And all that's on one tracking sheet. So I know we were super excited about that and being able to put that together, that we really can just build one notebook to have all of the pieces of our business in. And there's a couple of these plans. So this follows along with the power booking script in that plan. And then the other thing is there's a pre-profiling sheet. So you can write out, again, all of the guests for her session in here. You can do one sheet per party. You could do it with all of her guests, or you could just make the notes on here and then transfer them to a profile card. Or give them all the profile cards to start to fill out, and you could just, have your notes on here and take this with you to the party and be able to fill the trays accordingly. So again, those systems will be a little bit what works best for you. I still love writing right on the profile card and putting that in here, but I am using this just as a place to put the names of everyone that she's RSVP'd, or any of her outside orders as well. And so that is our power booking plan and how to follow up on that. So when you've booked her on the phone, you pre-profile her. The next step I say is, okay, great. Now I want to go ahead and get your guest list and see who you're inviting. Usually give my hostesses 24 to 48 hours to get that list together. What's better for you, tomorrow or Friday, to call you briefly and get that list from you? And I'm setting that up as an appointment to help her get her guest list. And even if it's kind of a casual appointment where maybe it's a referral, and I've said to her, she's like, well, do I have to have people, and I just say, well, as I said, most people love to have 3 or 4 friends with them. Just makes it a really, really fun time and some girl time. But I'll tell you what, why don't you just consider gathering 2 of your most fun friends, and I'll be able to triple the gift card I'm giving you. Why don't you just go ahead and gather 2 of your most fun friends, and I'll go ahead and double that gift card I'm giving you. And that just makes it a little bit more casual especially for a referral, or maybe even an existing client that's super busy or something like that. But just, again, making that more casual segue words of how to do that and how to get them to coach and have a few people there. Okay, so that's your initial booking from those people you're booking on the phone. Now you're booking from an event. So say that you're with her at an on-the-go, or she's a guest at a party and you just booked her. And again, the words for booking her will come in the close portion of this training when we do the bookends of the party, the open and the close. And we're going to talk a little bit about the body as well. But when we do those pieces, that we'll address those words. But when you're booking her at the event, you've kind of gone through, you've already booked her, and now I say, so now Susie, what is it that you would love to earn for free? I can give you Mary Kay for free or at a considerable discount. What are you most excited about earning for free? And I love to just, make her list, And if she says, well, gosh, I don't really know. I said, what'd you love the most tonight that you're not taking home with you today? Or if you've listened throughout the party, you might have heard her say some things and react to different things. And you can just, if you remember that, you can just jot those things down. So knowing what it is that she wants, because then I have the opportunity to work with her and to help her to earn those things, and to be able to do that. Okay. And then I would give her a hostess packet if I'm live with her. If not, I'm going to mail one out to her. Again, words for that are the same, really in either situation. I'll say, okay, now, most of my hostesses gather, $100 or $200 in outside orders. Or you can say, most of my hostesses gather about 4 to 6, outside orders prior to your party ever starting. Because again, people love to do what most people are doing. And I will encourage you to, again, kind of trust yourself enough to understand that person, okay? Some people, if you said, oh, most of my hostesses sell $200, can you think of some people that would be like, oh, $200, right? Like, right? Like, oh my gosh, I don't know that I could get $200 in orders. But if I said to them and said, most people get 4 to 6 outside orders, that's a little easier for them. And maybe initially it will be what's more comfortable for you to say as well. Okay. Makes sense? But giving them that standard, most people do, and giving them either a dollar amount or a number of orders. And in the hostess packet, then also asking her, how many lookbooks would she like to have? How many catalogs would you like to share? Do you need some for work, gym, church, home? How many would you like to have to pass around? And again, just expanding the thought process, helping her think about where she might take them and giving her enough of those lookbooks to take with her, and not just one. And I've been guilty of that, but giving them more than that, and then giving them 4 to 6 sales slips to take with her, and ask her to get them to complete the sales slip entirely. If you look on our unit website, we also do have an outside order form that is available where they can fill in information, write their credit card, do that, and those slips are there. You can use either one of those, again, whatever you prefer to put into that hostess packet. The other thing that I put into the hostess packet is a marketing material, 10 reasons why women consider Mary Kay. You can even put the marketing and the team building brochure in there, and the career path brochure in there if you'd like to, a business card, and a couple of samplers, some things that she could pass around, maybe lip gloss, mini mascara, or even if it's somebody that you could give her, like the new mini satin hands. Those are so popular. The white tea and citrus, I'm telling you, this is huge. Great response to that product already. And so with that, you could give a mini satin hands to her and say, take this around to work, share this with people, demo it with some people, give her something that she can be successful with. And then at the party, you can get that back and pass it along to the next hostess and have a couple of those rotating. We know that the more people experience this product, the more they buy. So setting her up for success again and giving her some samplers and kind of a little goodie bag to take with her. Okay, so that's what would go in the hostess packet. And then the next thing is helping her. She's going to make the guest list. So the next piece then is hostess coaching number 2 is that 2 days later, and you're now setting up, you're getting her guest list. You're talking about getting the RSVPs and again, kind of coaching her on those outside orders. Hopefully by then her packet's arrived or she's had the opportunity to, look at that. But being able to just touch base and get that guest list if she didn't give it to you right away. If she's played the referral game, she's kind of given it to you right away, then you can just give her a quick message that day and just say, hey, I'm super excited. Remember, I already have your guest list, so you're earning an extra thank you from me if you want to give her something extra for that. And then being able to set up that you'll talk to her. Generally, I say 3 to 4 days prior to the party to review and finalize her guest list. But in between there, depending on timing, you need to use your judgment, okay? So if you booked her at a party and you called her 2 days later and got her guest list, if she's given you a real strong guest list and you've confirmed how you're inviting, are you emailing? Are you texting? Is it a Facebook event? Is she mailing? Does she want you to mail postcards? Any and all of those ways, layers of those ways. I would not do just one. Encourage her to do several. And if you need to set up the Facebook event for her, please do, helping to support her in any way that you can in doing what she would prefer. But the key to that is that if she's giving you the guest list, we know that party is more likely to hold. So that call within 2 days of booking is really the very important call. And if she hasn't done that yet, or you don't get that phone call completed, then really reaching out to her again and working to get that. Say, hey, I'm super excited about helping you to earn Mary Kay for free. And I wanted to just connect with you on that guest list. Let me know who you've invited. I figured something's just come up because we didn't have an opportunity to speak when we were supposed to. So that call is really your most important. And it's also the place that you breathe confidence into her. That safety and security. It's the place where you say, oh my goodness, Susie, you've given me a great guest list of 5 or 6 women. Now, how many women would you think you'd like to have around the table? Most of my hostesses have 4 to 6 women around the table. Or you can say 6 to 8. If you know you want to go out and see 5 to 6 people at every time, give them the number of 6 to 8. Most of my hostesses have 6 to 8 people around that table. So who else do you know that you would like to invite, knowing that not everyone will be able to come? So that's the wording I kind of set up. If she's only given me a guest list of 5 or 6 people, but usually, again, I've tried to remind her at that first one that I'm looking to a guest list of 10 to 20 people for her to invite, so that she just knows that. I want, again, if we don't have these discussions with them, they just don't know. They're assuming like, oh, if I invite 5 and 3 can come, I'm good. And then Susie's kids get sick and somebody else's car broke down and she ends up with 1 person at the party. And no, it just is life happening. But if we've coached her initially to have more people there and to set up for success for that, then she is more likely to reach out and continue to coach more people and invite more people. And it's giving her that expectation, just like we would for a new consultant. For your hostess, for your debuts, it's giving that expectation that we know that not everybody who RSVPs will necessarily make it, and that everybody you invite won't come. So invite more than you anticipate. But that's part of our goal to set that up for her. The other place is if she comes with, to you and she's got a great list of people, already talking about outside orders and things too. She's super sharp and someone you'd love to work with. This is the time frame in that second call where also we'll talk to her about, I'd love for you to just watch and learn a little bit more about what I do, and check out a video that shares what I do, and you seem like a gal that likes to win. So I'd love to give you an extra thank you gift for doing that. You seem like a gal that likes to win, and I'd love to give you an extra thank you gift for doing that. And so that's the point where I'll ask her to do that. And even if it's somebody super sharp and maybe she's just been super busy and hasn't yet had the opportunity to really dig into her outside orders, or her guest list is maybe only 8 to 10 at this point, but she's a really good influencer. So I know that she will influence those people around her and get a great turnout to come, even if she didn't invite that many. And that can happen. That happened with my show yesterday. I think she only invited 8 to 10, and she had a great turnout to having 6 people there with a small group of invites. So if they're an influencer, sometimes they can do that. So again, encouraging them to just be able to listen to that video, even if she didn't come at you with all of the successful pieces and things like that. So sorry, it's giving me a little reminder on my computer about how much time I have left. So got a little distracted there. And so now you've gotten the guest list, you've had that ready to go from her. You're doing that call 3 to 5 days ahead of time. That's when you're reminding her of the outside orders, what most people do. And again, if she needs extra incentive, give extra incentive. Again, use your judgment and being able to do that. And we're going to talk a little bit about hostess programs, probably doing that maybe through a separate Voxer or a separate message here. Because again, as we do things, we evolve and learn new things, and just being able to look at what are your best options for hostess programs and being able to do that. But if she's already got great amount of outside orders and she's giving you the guest list of who she's RSVP'd, then you're just reminding her that at this point you're going to be pre-profiling those guests who are coming or who are maybes. And if she says, oh gosh, I still haven't heard back from people, a lot of times I say, you know what, that's okay. We know in today's world it's kind of tough. Not everybody does RSVP. Here's, you want to do a follow-up with them. Do you know what to say? And she might go, oh, I don't really know what to say. And I say, well, how would you want someone to follow up with you? If you were going to a party and hadn't heard from them, what would you want them to say? And she's like, I don't know. Are you coming? She might be that simple. But help them to think about like how they might like to want it, or think about how you would want to be invited. So if you were invited to a party and somebody was going to call invite you, how would you want to be invited, or how would you want to be followed up? And so some great words that you can use. Again, I don't want to give you every script. That's one of the things I'm hearing from people is that, I don't know the scripts. So then they say nothing. Trust yourself. You know enough. Say what you would want to hear. Say what you would want to hear. Okay? How would you want to be invited? Some ideas might be, hey, I was told to invite my best friends that are the most fun for a great Mary Kay pampering session. I'm limited to only 5, and I'd be honored if you could come. Doesn't that make you want to go? Right? Hey, I've been encouraged to invite 5 of my best friends that are the most fun to join me for a Mary Kay pampering session. I'm limited to 5, and I would be honored if you could come. Any reason why you can't join me Thursday night at 7? So there is some example words, but I want you to think about, write words that work for you. Get more comfortable in writing your own scripts and trusting yourself enough that you know what to say. We know that sometimes we want to ask the question certain ways. Don't ask a yes/no question if you don't want to know for an answer. Being able to, the any reason why and some of those pieces, but trust yourself that you know what to say to your hostesses and what words to offer to them in that follow-up, and begin to think about mastering and writing some of those own scripts. And I'm glad to review anytime with you any of those scripts or any of those words, but trust yourself enough that you know what to do. Okay, so that was your second coaching contact with her. Your third coaching contact with her is when you arrive. It's called kitchen coaching. And we're going to get into this in the first part of the 4-point recruiting plan. And that's where we're going to finish for today. But when you are kitchen coaching, it's when you arrive at her house. Number one, we talked last week, arrive at the door with 1 or 2 bags, find out where and how she wants you to set up, and then go to your car and get the rest of your items. Don't carry everything in initially, but go in. You only have one time to make a first impression. You only have one time to make a first impression. So really, really think about that. And what does that look like? And how do you appear? And how do you walk to the door? And how confident do you feel? If life was happening prior to that party, leave life at home, take a deep breath, renew yourself that you're going to get to go in there and have a ton of fun serving others. You're not there to sell a product. You are indirectly. But if you can go with the mindset that for a couple of hours, you're going to put aside whatever else might be going on and you're going in to serve others, you will be successful in this business. And that is so key. So think to yourself, clear your brain in your car, get out with that confidence and saying, I'm going to bless and serve the women that will be in front of me tonight. But as you arrive to her home, number one, give your hostess a sincere compliment about her home, her outfit, her hair, something that sincerely speaks to you. Give her a sincere compliment. It makes her feel appreciated. Next is ask, where would you like me to set up? Okay, don't assume, ask where she wants you to set up. Ask her where you would like to do satin hands, kitchen sink, powder room, which one she'd like to choose. Also asking, where would you like me to meet with each person individually at the end when I help to answer their questions and review any orders they may have? Where would you like me to sit to do that? I would like to do that a separate area so that your girlfriends can gather around the table and visit while I do that. And that sets you up for being able to pull away from the table and set up that area. Okay, and sometimes we're not doing that, but if we've asked for it ahead of time and your hostess knows it and you've kind of set some things in there, there's power in that. That's already ready to go. Okay, even if it's a clipboard with a couple of things and it looks cute and the lights are on, you're ready to step into that area and be able to meet with everyone. And then the third thing fourth thing is to just remind her that refreshments will be reserved at the end. Okay. That refreshments will be served at the end. Drinks they can do right away, but saving the food till later. And then another really important part of the kitchen coaching is saying to her, and this is point 1 of the 4-point recruiting plan, and part of where we'll pick up for next week, is who's coming tonight who would be good at doing what I do other than yourself? Who's coming tonight that would be good at doing what I do other than myself, other than yourself? What powerful words for her, right? And she may chuckle. And even if you feel a little uncomfortable saying those words, I'm going to encourage you, say those words. And what you might find is she's going to tell you a couple of things. Number one, she's going to say, well, you know what? Oh my gosh, my girlfriend Susie would be amazing at this. I don't think she'd ever do it. Or I know she's looking for something more. You know, you don't know what she's going to say, but she'll tell you who it is that she thinks might be great. The other thing she'll tell you, because you said besides yourself, she might go, oh my goodness, I would never do this. Which is okay. Say, that's okay, Susie, you may or may not, but I want you to watch what it is that I do and see if you could learn. And that actually is step 2 of the 4-point recruiting plan. But you're setting that seed for her to watch what it is that you do and see if she could learn. Because think about it, don't we all, our reaction to that is, well, of course I could learn. We're all willing to learn, and we all take kind of that, well, yes, I could do that. I could learn to do what you do. And she begins to watch what you do and think about it in that way. And so your hostesses are so important to your success. And so I know we've spent a lot of time on coaching them and setting this up. And I hope that this has been very, very helpful for you in really just evaluating the time you put into coaching the hostesses, the reason why and helping them to feel confident, because most of the time when they postpone, delay, or don't book with us in the first place, it's because for some reason they don't feel confident. They don't have that security that they could be successful. If you can show them that and tell them I help consultants hostesses be successful all the time, they're going to feel more confident doing that with you. So thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us again today. I look forward to hearing your takeaways as I post the recording. Please hop online and take some of those takeaways. I would greatly appreciate it. Because of the technical challenges at the beginning, we are out of time today. But if you want to continue the conversation on Voxer or any other questions and follow up, please let me know. Thanks again. I'll see you again next Wednesday at noon.